Kebabs.
All right. So what we're going to do, guys, is one more match of the round of 32. And after that, we can do Indy versus Stefano. I said round of 32, but I meant round of 64. Starbuck against HeroMarine. Should be a very good one. You're in the game as well, right, Todd? So we're good to go.
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, let me check MMR real quick. MMR tells the story, man.
That's right. But I mean, who doesn't know Starbuck and HeroMarine? We should know these.
HeroMarine 6,627.
That's a lot.
It is indeed. Just a bit more than 1,000 over me.
6,444.
Yeah, Starbucks also got a good amount of MMR. Not bad. Not bad, not bad.
All right, both players are good to go.
How is he just still in Master with this?
Not enough games?
Yeah.
How many games did he play? No, that's actually enough.
Yeah.
Maybe he got kicked out due to inactivity.
Almost 100 games.
His bonus pool is very high. Starbuck maybe has been smurfing a little, but 6,444 against 6,600. Why are these guys so good at StarCraft, Todd? Why are they all putting us to shame?
Maybe it's us or not.
I guess it is. I think we're just getting old. One day, guys. The senior cup of StarCraft 2. 30 plus only.
The Legends division.
Yeah. That will teach those youngsters. Alrighty, we are loading into Cactus Valley. And I say that with a lot of happiness because I haven't seen this map throughout the entire day yesterday, I believe. I don't think I've casted a single game on Cactus Valley. Maybe one, but don't remember it. Over here in the left bottom side, a man that I will always refer to as the man that killed Bunny's dreams of making it to BlizzCon. He's from Slovakia. It is Starbuck. Please don't tell me he's from Slovenia, Todd, because I'll be really sad.
I can look it up.
There's a chance he's from Slovenia, but I think he's from Slovakia.
And his opponent, he's definitely from Germany. Kebab mit alles. It is HeroMarine. I wonder what kind of kebab he likes.
Awesome.
HeroMarine actually chills pretty often at Meltdown here in Cologne.
Yeah,
plays some ladder and stuff.
Has a couple beers or something. He just chills. Oh no, he doesn't like beer, but he likes to have like some other. He would have like a, you know, something with vodka, and he just sits there and he smashes nerds on the ladder. And then like random drunk Germans walk in Meltdown. They're like, oh my god, he's the HeroMarine. HeroMarine is like the local kingpin of the Meltdown. Yeah. He just sits there on his iron throne, and he's
from Slovenia, but
Slovenia, really? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys, from Slovenia that I said he was from Slovakia. I get the two confused sometimes. I'm sure I'm not the only one in the world. Do you remember when Starbuck destroyed Bunny's dreams in Challenger? You remember when Challenger used to be just a single best of 5? Yeah. He went up against Bunny, and he kept roach all-inning him, and Bunny died to it. And the last game was on Cactus Valley. That was a heartbreaking moment.
You have a very vivid memory of this, man.
Yeah, because, mate, it was Bunny. Bunny was on the verge of, like, actually making it to BlizzCon that year.
Yeah, it's Bunny, it's not you. Like, it feels like you lost a part of yourself that day.
I did. I was Bunny that day.
Everybody was Bunny.
Yes, everybody was Bunny, because, you know, we were all hoping that a non-Korean was going to make it to BlizzCon. And at that point, you know, Bunny had a great year. He had a great season 1 where he made it to the semifinals after defeating Snoot in the quarters back then in Poche or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was the year of Bunny, man.
Was that when he won Gfinity?
Yeah, that was close to it as well. I'm not sure if there were WCS points for it, but all I know is that all that Bunny needed to do, and it sounded hard, but it was very doable for him, was like another quarterfinals in the WCS or something.
That was a sick tournament too, Gfinity. Yeah. He beat Hyun in the finals. Like Hyun, like in his prime or about. Even the Muslim beat Stardust.
Yeah, and they had like three.
In front of the UK
groups.
crowd. This is what dreams are made of.
They had 3-man groups. One of my favorite moments when it comes to UK StarCraft was when Blink took the 1-0 lead over SOS.
Oh yeah,
that was just amazing. And then the camera went on Blink, and Blink gave it a little nod. He's like, "Yeah, that's supposed to happen." That was just fantastic. I loved it.
Blink, one of the biggest superstars to come out from our game.
Sure was. Sure still is.
From rockstar to StarCraft pro gamer to bodybuilder, this guy just does it all.
Yep. One day we're gonna have the ultimate StarCraft 2 show match. Like when CNN gets interested in StarCraft, but we need the 2 coolest people ever to play the game, we'll get Munchi against Blink, and like the world's gonna be like,
Zest against Blink.
Yeah, that would be awesome as well.
Can you imagine?
Then I just imagine Munchi driving in on his motorcycle and knocking Zest off and be like, I'll take this seat. We've had some really cool people playing StarCraft. Anyway, let's focus on the game, guys. So HeroMarine is putting on some pressure with the Reapers and the Hellions. Starbuck is obviously a good Zerg, but I haven't seen that much of him lately. And
oh, this is super dangerous here. He's going to try to go for a wall. A lot of these drones are clumped up, but so far he's bought himself a little bit of time. He's going to try to spread them out as much as he can.
Where are the units?
It's only Queens.
Where are the units?
They're not there.
To be honest, only losing 4 drones, I thought it was going to be worse. Well, okay, 7.
Yeah, going up to 8 now as well. If he can get a few more, it would be nice. But nope, Queen's finally going to deny that. So he prevented mining time, killed 8 drones. Like, it felt like for a moment it was going to be way scarier, but definitely not bad by HeroMarine. And behind this, he's just going to be on the same walker count with double orbital up.
He's not
Steam
done
packs
yet,
on the way.
Todd, he's not done.
Oh, he's far from done.
He's sending 4 more Hellions across the map. Gonna roast a few more Lings, and once again, Starbuck still does not have that many units at all. These Hellions is gonna go for the drive-by here. 3 Lings will not stop these 4 race cars.
Oh, and he burns the drone that was gonna make an Evo and block them off.
Wings are just too slow. A little bit of it runs around, but this is getting painful, man. Oh my god, 18.
Some more barbecue here, some pre-Austin barbecue. Get this bratwurst in with some curry sauce.
That would be.
You like this?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Who doesn't, Todd?
I don't.
Bratwurst, curry sauce.
Currywurst.
That's what makes me happy. So 18 rounds. And if Starbuck wanted to go for any sort of roach attack or maybe a roach queen Nidus, because he's the type of guy that loves builds like that, I think it's going to be very hard, Todd, after losing 18 rounds. So instead he's going to get +1 roach. Or +1 missile, so just saying.
Double eBay is up. So HeroMarine can very easily go into upgrades, get a ton of Marines, and start streaming across the map. With his superior economy, 10 walkers ahead, and with the 3rd orbital on the way, it's just going to keep on extending here. That income number must be pretty massively in favor of HeroMarine right now.
I mean, when Terran is up 9 workers, and they also have double orbital, soon to be triple orbital, you know something went wrong. Do you know how much Starbuck has been playing lately? Because I haven't heard that much from him or about him.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, he did have a good MMR, right?
Yeah.
But he wasn't across like a crazy amount of games. Like we said, like, what was it, a little bit less than 100?
Yeah.
Compared to somebody like HeroMarine that probably plays 100 in like 3 days. It's not that much, right?
Yep, some people seem to think that HeroMarine is kind of like semi-retired now because he's focusing a lot on streaming and he really seems to be enjoying the stream.
Oh, just 2, wow. Yeah. Danger, a lot of these drones, but don't get him.
But HeroMarine is still playing a lot, and he's still an incredibly good player. So whenever he signs up for tournaments like this, trust me, today HeroMarine only has one goal. With the seed that he has, he wants to qualify for Challenger. He wants to make a top 4 in this tournament, and he wants to pick up those $400. That's a couple streaming days, Todd. Whenever you can pick up 400 bucks, you want to do it. And he's a player that would definitely not misstand within Challenger, even if he's not saying that he's practicing 24/7 to win the next WCS tournament. He's still incredibly good and he's still putting in the hours.
What do you think HeroMarine's esports earnings are?
Well, they're definitely racking up. I'd say at least 35K by now, probably.
Really, not more?
No, something like 35.
I would say 50. Boom, 56.
Wow, that's actually very good.
The Meisterschaft.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
If Nathaniel was casting the Meisterschaft.
I was thinking about this WCS earnings, but yeah, I forgot about
even like just making 2nd place, or was it top 4 in Montreal? Already, he banked quite a bit there, so.
7K or something? 10K? 12?
More, yeah. I think it was quite a bit.
Yeah, it was a big tournament.
You're supposed to be the numbers guy, Kev, not me. My only line is look at the supply.
What is this, Todd? The money channel?
Who watches that?
I like the creep spread over here by Starbuck. Starbuck actually has units everywhere. A couple of Lings in the main, a couple of Lings in the natural as well, and he's doing kind of decently against these Lings.
His main army was almost overextending there. He's going to be pulling back. These Ravens have a lot of energy though to work with. They're going to help clear up the creep. And behind this attack could be very scary. He's regrouping with Queens here to try and defend against this properly.
Oh, forward, Steve. That's a lot of roaches though, and a couple of Ravages as well. But here are the other turrets.
Actually, the buy. They were aimed at the Marines. And he forces HeroMarine back there.
I'm interested. Or I think it's funny to see that HeroMarine took this base, which, you know, obviously is normally the base you want to take. But when the Zerg is spawning in the left bottom side and the Zerg is as aggressive as Starbuck, that could be a tiny bit risky. A couple of PDDs have been thrown down as well. Now more auto turrets. These Ravens are single-handedly deciding the fights. And now obviously with 1-1 being done, these Marines are going to do a little bit better as well against the Roaches. Fun game, Todd. It's a scrappy game.
Yeah, not sure if for Starbucks he's been that fun, man. He's been victim of a barbecue from the start. He fought back for a little bit, but HeroMarine, he's going to press forward. And I think he's got too much there.
There's just no money in the bank for Starbuck. There is nothing to fall back on. There was nothing to reinforce with. The Ling run by was cute, but in the end, losing 18, and then after that even a few more. I think 22, 24 drones total against Hellions. It was just a little too much, especially for a player like Starbuck, that I don't want to say that he's not capable of playing a macro game, because obviously he is, but he's a guy that loves to just execute a build early.
I know what you mean. He's one of those Zergs.
Yeah.
He's a cheeky Zerg.
Yeah, and he likes to like just have barely enough units early on and then go up to 45, 50 drones, and from that point on, one speed, one gear, go for it and keep making units. And if you keep losing drones, you have to replace those drones and your eventual attack is going to be delayed, and by then it's going to be weaker because the Terran will have a lot more units and a lot more Raven energy and stuff like that. So, was it meant to be? Let's see if we can bounce back in game number 2.
Aren't we meant to do breaks sometimes?
Yeah, maybe after this one we'll do a cheeky break.
You're like having your own show over there, like disrupting the entire flow of like a regular show.
No, I mean if the
let's just keep casting.
If the producer tells me we go to a break, we'll go to a break. But I never ask for breaks, Todd. You know why? It's written on my leg.
Because you got passion.
Exactly. That's my tattoo. Todd gets all the badass tattoos, and I tattooed passion. I thought that was a great idea. I stood in front of a tattoo shop and I was like, you know what? I have passion.
Was it your bet or something?
Yeah, it was.
What did they say when you asked them?
The guy was like, are you sure? I was like,
yeah.
No, they don't say that. He doesn't know what it means to me.
Oh my God.
Nah, it's not that bad, Todd. I mean, it's like 12 years of my life right now. Every day I've been doing esports.
Was it cheap?
Yeah, of course. Like $100 maybe. No more than that. I gave a tip.
You always do, don't you? You're one of those generous tippers.
That's why I'm
hanging out with Mr. Bitter. We'll do that to you. That'll be $15. There you go, $50.
GG, good luck. Starbuck says, ready, confirm, please. Just want to make sure, in case they all tapped. Yeah, Mr. Bitter has told me. He used to call me a greedy European, and I felt very offended. And I was like, okay, I'll improve. Since that day, I've been making people happy.
You're not a greedy European. He's a generous American.
I will never forget Ben in Cologne once upon a time after a show that I did with Mr. Bitter in this studio. Well, the studio was a little further down the building, but we went to the Hard Rock Cafe and the total bill was like €65 or something. And Ben thought he was in America, so the waitress came over and he's like, here you go, sir. He's like, oh, thank you so much. You're amazing. Here's 100. Keep the change. And she was like, oh my God, really? And Ben is like, yeah, you were fantastic. He was like 2 mojitos in, you know, he's having the time of his life. Good old Mr. Bitter.
It's always stories like this.
Yeah. So he was making friends in Cologne. Game number 2 is live. We're going to jump into Newkirk City Precinct. We're looking at the main base of the Kingpin of the meltdown in Cologne. It's the one and only Miles HeroMarine.
Will he be at the HQs tonight? We'll
Probably.
find out later.
So, I mean, tomorrow they've got a day off. For the people who wonder, of course, tomorrow is a rest day, but Friday and Saturday we'll be back with WCS EU Challenger. It's going to be fantastic. We already know 12 of the players that will play there. We went over the names multiple times. We can do it one more time after we introduce this man from Slovenia. Not from Slovakia, I thought. It's the one and only
Starbuck. I got to say his nickname at least. That's what I've been reduced to.
Wasn't Starbuck a Pokemon as well? The purple snake?
Was it? He might have had an avatar like this before, so you very well could be right.
Yeah.
He's definitely a bit of a memester. Like, he was one of the guys that would show up with like a Kappa face as a mask and stuff at tournaments.
Because like whenever I read his name, I always think of like the Team Rocket Pokemon, and then when they threw out the Pokemon, it said it like Starbuck, like it's really annoying, you know, like it's kind of screamed it. It was like one of the most annoying things about Pokemon. Maybe it's not exactly.
I can't find it.
But like the purple snake always kind of screamed.
But I found some sick meme when I googled Starbuck Pokemon.
I'm glad you're having fun, Tom.
There's a game going on over here, isn't there?
But nothing has died yet. That's the most important thing.
Just the traditional build that we see on this map here from HeroMarine with the second barracks. You want to rush to a lot of Marines, get 2 medivacs and start going across the map. Deny quick spread. It's usually hard to do damage, but sometimes the Zerg will not make enough units and you can kind of start doing some damage and then maybe snowball from there. I like that on some maps like Newkirk Precinct. There is like this kind of standard build that you like. I feel like not every map has to be like, you know, this crazy build order fest where one guy is really trying to outdo the opponent with this. It's also cool to have like some standard builds, but obviously not every game either. We don't want to have to...
It depends a lot on spawning.
Like you might as well be playing the same maps for 7 years, like in Warcraft 3, then it's gonna, if it's going to be the case.
Like something that I recently noticed myself a lot more than I did in the past is that there are builds that may be fantastic in a matchup, but on certain spawning positions they just don't work, right? Well, like cross map you can get away with a lot more than you can get with close position. These are things that always made sense, but to some degree you always thought like, I don't get it, you know, this is a good build, it's supposed to work, but if the rush distance is that short, if the bases are, if you expand towards your opponent, it just changes everything. And while normally you may go for the double eBay or the double forge, there are definitely some scenarios where you're going to have to delay it a little bit.
How do you like Starbuck's decal next to his hatch?
Take a look at it. I don't know. I don't
trying to send us a message.
I don't have an opinion about it. What, that he's a Protoss by heart?
No. Usually it's a complaint. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking there.
What do you have? Do you have a decal?
No. I should really.
Do you know what I have?
Roddy P?
Yeah, my own face.
Of course I do. I watch your stream every day. Are you serious?
The Reaper does get picked off here by these links. So that's nice. This time Starbuck has not really taken any damage at all.
Have you met either of them on ladder recently?
No. No, I have not. I have not played Starbuck and I have not played HeroMarine in a long time.
Last time was at Home Story Cup.
He got lucky.
You want a map? Good old Charlottes.
Yeah, man.
Who's the kingpin of the Meldon?
Don't forget, Charlottes got a buff. So next time we play, he better prepare us.
I think he's been preparing way more than you.
Happy little circling. Double Evo this game by Starbuck. And he's also getting +1 melee. So we're not going to see roaches. Otherwise, Slovenian Zerg thought. Interesting.
It's going to be pure links in the first place. And he's going to have quite a few queens ready and in position against this 2 medivac drop. Are you going to stream tomorrow?
Depends. Depends what time we go to bed. Depends what time we get out of here. Depends how many schnitzels I will have.
That's a no.
There's always
stream with the food coma on schnitzel and fries. And a kebab. Meet Alice.
Won't lose a ladder point, that's for sure.
Alright, first scan in Steam there is going to get quite a few Cryptumers before Starbuck even gets in position to deflect this. Let's see those Cryptumers being replanted immediately. It almost feels useless to try and deny creep spread. I understand why now Bomber just stood on creep and spread his units and waited.
I mean, these days they make a lot more queens, right? Red was one of the very first Zergs in Europe back then that made those extra creeps, or extra queens, to spread creep. And I think that's one of the main reasons why he won one of the very first big European tournaments back in 2011. The Battle.net European Championships.
I thought you were talking about the one in Finland.
Yeah, he won that one too, but that was a lot later. He just won that one because he was really good, because he's red. And red's really
was
good.
Sick, actually. I used to think of Red as like this like demigod and stuff.
But Red is still very good. Like, he doesn't play a lot, but whenever he does play a game, it's like, I can take Red right now, right? And then it's like, nope, still Red. He's still very good. I don't know how he does it. The Zergs I play normally have like 50 drones now. Red's got 72. I don't get it.
The game of drones. When you play the game of drones, you win or you die.
You said it's hard to deny the creep, but he's been doing a pretty damn good job so far in it. He's going to split the Marines here, and without bailing speed, this is going to be a very difficult fight. But there's a lot of queens there, and one matter of fact does get picked up immediately.
Tons of bailings as well here. Starbuck's being very patient, letting these queens take a lot of the damage here before moving in with the bailings and Zerglings, and he cleans up for the most part. HeroMarine still making the most of the splits, though. He's going to lose those very important medivacs.
Yep. And now the 1-1 upgrades are done as well. Wow, I don't see... Whoa.
Starbuck might be tempted to just make a ton of units and swarm. Okay, never mind.
What is?
As I say that, he started macro hatch and 2 extra gases.
He's actually going to make a couple of roaches now. Maybe just to make a few ravages to eventually deal with some liberators in an old school meta, even though he has plenty of queens. I'm confused about the build of HeroMarine. HeroMarine is going to mech it up, though, because he's making another factory now. He already has 2, and he doesn't have an eBay, and he does have an armory, and he's getting +1 vehicle weapons.
It's the sickest trick. You open bio, and then you go into mech, and the opponent really doesn't expect it. Actually, that's one of the overlords there that could have scouted. I think he was going for the drop creep on the 3rd base. Might actually even get it. Those Marines don't react quickly. Remember, creep recedes a whole lot faster nowadays than it used to. And across the map, HeroMarine's engaging with just a couple of Marines and 1 Hellbat. That was a bit weird. He's trying to convince Starbuck that Starbuck's doing really well in the game, maybe, trying to keep him distracted from scouting these factories. And there is an Overlord nearby, actually, those right now, on the right-hand side of the main base.
The Overlord did see the extra Hellions, and that could be a little bit of a tell. But obviously, if you see, you know, these Marines early on, and they did have Stim, of course. And
you wouldn't be going Banelings against this, I guess, unless you wanted to go for an all-in.
4 Cyclones at a time. I'd like to see a Spire go up right now. Instead of the Roach one, you should have just gone for a Spire and make a whole bunch of Mutalisks. There you go. My man.
My man.
Spire is good. I like that. Especially against all these Cyclones that are currently being produced. And Cyclone Hellion gets murdered by Muda.
Reminds me of that
Patak.
Maynard short replay that we saw on Reddit.
What's he
I can just win with my Mutas right now. He has nothing to counter my Mutas. It's funny because like you start that video and you're like, I know what's going to happen. I already know. You don't even need to show me.
I think it's always, like, one of the best things about StarCraft is when people get very confident. They're like, yeah, I've got this, and then they just fall flat on their face. Even though a couple of these links do just die, he will confirm that he's indeed going up against a lot of Cyclones, a lot of Hellions, and a couple of tanks as well, and thought that Spire is more than halfway
Look at
done.
that one link.
Where is it? Where is it?
Too late. It's a body now. He's Siege. He went for into Liberation Zone for just one single link.
Hey man,
actually, that's going to deny the scouts from this army being there.
Knock down the rocks, maybe?
There should be enough defensively for Starbuck quite easily to defend this, I guess.
You gotta be careful. He's just gonna go for it. Right after the Terran is pretty much all sieged up. The tank is gonna get a couple of good hits off, but you're right though. These Banes have just murdered all these Hellbats. I don't even know if there were any Cyclones in the mix, but I guess if they were, they're all super dead. And now, of course, 9 more drones, and after that, the good old Lemuda. And with the amount of NTI that currently is available to HeroMarine, solid game by Starbuck.
Yeah, he's on 5 bases quite comfortably. He can go into way more gases if he wants to with his ideal walker count. And I mean, even though there are some turrets available, like 1 per mineral line, if the Mutas numbers get high enough and start sniping those, in terms of entire, when you're going mech, you're very low with these entire units.
And look at the worker count out, 78 drones, so he will have plenty of resources to make the amount of Mutas that he would need to snipe those missile turrets.
Gas-wise, though, it took a long time to take the extra ones. But the creep spread as well is going to evolve in the meantime and reach the middle of the map. All that Ling run by.
I'd be super impressed if HeroMarine can turn this around. I also think that HeroMarine is not the type of player that feels incredibly comfortable with mech. Like, I don't see him as a mech god. I think HeroMarine has always been traditionally a very strong player that knows how to make excellent pushes on 3 bases. Good old like parade pushes with his bio unit, so to speak. How he's gonna do with mech? Well, we're about to find out. The Meta harass so far is a little underwhelming, though, I have to say. He kind of stopped making units, Starbuck that is. Now it goes back to roaches, interesting.
Oh, well, these Mutas clearly not being microed.
What?
Donation.
Thank you for donation.
Thank you too. The last guy. He's gonna take down the depot taste list.
I actually think making more Mutas would have been completely fine. Like, Cyclones are generally not that good. Every Terran has been whining about how bad the NTR of the Cyclone currently is. There was a Liberator or 2 in the mix, but not more than that.
Every Terran has been whining about everything. Attacking at the front there. Liberator's gonna be cleaned up here by Corrosive Bile.
And gets a couple of Cyclones. Bonus, jackpot, ding ding ding. He got more than just the Liberator that he was going for. 2 Cyclones as well.
Starbuck on 9 gases now. He's only missing the 1 on his 5th base. The main gets scanned and sees only an infestation pit here.
Well, that's actually a pretty big deal because that tells him that Swarmos could be out, and that's of course indeed the case as well.
And that Hive's on the way as well. Usually you'd want to try to get some sort of trade before that's up and those tier 3 units join the fight. In this case, getting chased away right now by the Locusts.
They will.
I'm surprised there was no attempts to send Hellions on that top base of Starbuck so far. Yeah, he could have killed quite a few drones. I mean, HeroMarine never scouted it, but now there's going to be spines available there. Big engagement in the middle of the map. Starbuck knowing that he's got some Locusts to work with, goes forward.
These mains actually getting some good connections. Ultralisk Cavern is more than halfway done. Starbuck just needs to buy a little bit of time. The supply is indeed heavily in favor of my Slovenian Zerg, but thought you do have to worry a little bit because with Swarmos, one bad wave of Locust, and suddenly you could be a little bit of trouble. And there goes the Locust, actually somehow dropped to the low ground. I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, HeroMarine is super committed to this attack here. He's losing units little by little. His army is being chipped away at. And I think he's going to take this window here during which there is no Locust to try and take out that base if he can.
This is one of the many though, right? Even getting this base may very well be not enough, but it's something.
If Starbuck doesn't evacuate, it's kind of bad actually to lose here. Okay, he's just going to leave it with the drones at least. Looking to Zergling counter-attack across the map. There is no planetary fortress there. Rip.
Was a little late to that. I mean, he cancelled it before already. It was an excellent cancel. That's a lot of juicy SCVs as well for these Zerglings with that 2-2 upgrades. I mean, this is obviously big. You're getting a Hellion. Might be able to get a siege tank there as well. Look at those Lynx go, Todd.
Good old Lynx.
Look at
and
these
the army
Lynx.
in the middle, getting chased. He's going to get the wraparound on a lot of those tanks here. Starbuck.
That's it.
Smelling blood in the water.
I think HeroMarine is in a lot of trouble, not being able to secure his fort the way he would like to. Now losing all these siege tanks as well in the middle of the map, knowing that he's going up against a Zerg that already has hive tech, has all the upgrades that he's looking for. Things are just going from bad to worse for the King Bing of Meltdown Cologne. He's gonna have to wait a little bit for that juice tonight, Todd. He's got some work to do. This qualifier ain't over yet.
It's gonna be a hell of a celebration if he qualifies.
Well, you can't go too crazy. Sometimes the hangovers can last for more than 24 hours, and he needs to be fresh on Friday.
Actually, you don't melt down. There are some sick non-alcoholic beverages. I really like that.
That's a good
Got a bit of sugar, though. You want to be careful with those as well. You can't drink like 5. It wouldn't be very good for health.
Couple of Hellions, access denied. You know, the few drones, the 7 drones that he killed in the previous attack, those were the very first drones that HeroMarine killed throughout the entirety of this game. That just shows how much of a better job Starbuck has been doing this game than in the previous, where he lost 18 to 20 drones against the Hellions alone.
Okay, tell me Hellions are not chasing Ultras right now. He's going to regroup there, chase this away, but in the meantime, the Swarmos in position to send his Locusts forward. Surprised he doesn't really pull them back, actually. A little bit of a miscontrol here by Starbuck, who should have enough regardless.
Yeah, that's a very powerful Zerg army with a lot of DPS. Land the Viking! I was hoping for it. Land these Vikings as well. It doesn't matter. Starbuck evens up the series, takes game number 2 on Newkirk City Precinct. Just played so much better than game 1.
Newkirk Precinct only?
Okay.
You always say city.
I thought it used to be a city.
Yeah, it used to be Newkirk City, but...
Yeah.
Newkirk Precinct.
Well, to me, Todd, I see roads. I'm a simple man. I see road, I see building, it's city.
I thought there was going to be a rap song here.
No.
With city and roads and all your Drake stuff.
I don't know much have anything other than me running through Newkirk City with my woes.
I knew it.
Game 3, big series for HeroMarine. Of course, you don't want to drop out here in the round of, is this 32 or 64 still? 64, right?
Wait, I need to join the game. I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, 64.
Yeah, 64.
Wow, it's so
Still.
early. I mean, you got to make it to the quarterfinals.
Like, this is like one of the toughest matchups before qualification. I feel like in round of 32, almost like it would be an maybe even easier matchup against Minato or Multi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say getting
fair.
Starbuck in the round of 64 is not an easy bracket, that's for sure. Starbuck said he needs a bathroom break. That actually allows us to just take a look at the bracket real quick. I'm going to refresh it for you guys. Yeah, this is tough luck for HeroMarine, getting somebody like Starbuck, who should have been seeded a little higher, but I guess he just hasn't been posting the results that he needs.
Man, lots of Frenchies in the same part of the bracket, a little bit below that. Like, we've got Yogo and Shadon there. Obviously, Shadon went out, but then you've got Denver, and then later on, Daishi, Hino, Stefano.
Team Kill, both representing Raji, RODG, Space Marine against Soul. Guru defeated Majestic. Fear against Nighthand is not concluded yet. Chabby against Dima, that's a fun one as well. Hate Me Daishi. Sort of against Zoka. What year is this, Todd? Indy Stefano, I believe that's going to be our next match.
Indy beating Cass.
Yeah, Indy's getting good, man. Indy's really getting solid. Braddock versus Zenster. Lambo, one of the top dogs. Oh, Lambo goes up against Optimus in the round of 16.
Well, if he beats Revolver.
He will. Oh, man.
If he holds the Linkbane on one.
This is a tough one, though, Todd, because these are both two players that I think could have gone all the way. Strange against Nitix.
And then Rotty against Mana.
Better watch out, Mana. This guy is like, will the real Roddy please stand up? And then
he will in that qualifier.
And then he tunes into the stream and he's like, you're still sitting, aren't you?
What's his MMR? He would be so sick if he has a higher MMR than you.
There's a good chance, Todd. I mean, he's in round 4. All right. Todd, you have to join the game.
Yeah, I did, but it bugged.
Okay.
Trying again. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna try to find Roddy's MMR. I wanna know. It's a matter of life and death. We know that all French players in this tournament have higher MMR than me, so I need to find something to get back at you.
I am amazed by this connection you found between me and a Spanish guy that probably doesn't even play Pro. So.
His nickname is the same as you, man. He's the Roddy. I don't see him.
Starbuck is good to go. I'm just making sure that HeroMarine is actually still here. And he is here. Proxima Station is going to be a map where we'll see our final TvZ of the round of 64. Tough bracket for HeroMarine. Can he keep his dreams alive to perhaps make it all the way to top 4 today? And if he does that, that means we'll see him in Challenger on Friday, where he will join at least one other German. And is that the only German? No, 2. We got Showtime and Dr. Dario that already made it into Challenger. Could be 3 Germans, could maybe be 4 Germans if Lambo goes all the way, but if that happens, that means that Optimus doesn't make it. I'm going to be torn in that match. I like Lambo a lot. He's such a good kid and he's such a good player, but I also really like Optimus.
It's like one of those matches where you don't really mind who wins, I guess.
No.
But like you mind who loses.
I mind the fact that they have to go up against each other.
Yeah.
It also ruins my prediction. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into game number 3. Proxima Station, over here on the top side of the map. Also known as the Kingpin of Meltdown Cologne.
Jesus.
It is
You're not going to drop this one, are you?
No. I like it. I just like the idea of HeroMarine sitting on the Iron Throne.
You're just going to bring him like a Burger King crown later and like, put it on his head when he's at the Meltdown?
No, we're literally building him an Iron Throne in the Meltdown. And he can sit on it. And you mentioned 3 monitors before. We're going to give HeroMarine like 9 monitors, so he truly looks like a boss.
He only needs one to wreck some kids on the ladder. His opponents playing for Team MIA. It is Starbuck.
Slovenian Zerk. Once upon a time destroyed Bunny's hopes and dreams of making it to BlizzCon. It's good to see him still here. I didn't see him in the qualifier yesterday. Maybe he went out, but I don't remember talking about him. And if I would have seen him in the bracket, I'm pretty sure I would have mentioned him. Took the base on the low ground first. How do you feel about Proxima, Todd? This map?
It's alright, like not the best map I would say for Protoss, like that's always just the way I think about maps, but it's alright. Like the fact that you have a Pocket expansion obviously always makes me happy. You can't take this one, but there's the debris that you need to mine, and the third base feels like it's an awkward position where like if there is air units or drops coming into play, it's going to be hard to defend between your bases, especially if your multitask is as poor as mine. In this game, I don't know if it will matter though. And I like HeroMarine's build though, to go for quick command center.
Economy first. This is the type of map where I wanted to say I can see Starbuck do something crazy with Roaches or Ravagers early on. Because I still see him as, to some degree, kind of a Zerg like Bly a tiny bit, right? Like he loves the aggression, loves the timing attacks. They are different, because Bly likes to do stuff a little earlier than Starbuck. Starbuck is more
a bit
about
wilder, I guess.
Yeah.
Bly.
Yep. But you know, Starbuck is still the type of guy that often has his build set and wants to execute it. But last game, if you would have hide the name tags, there is no way I ever would have said like, I think this is Starbuck. You know, the way that he played it with double Evo, Excellent defense early on with the queens and going for the upgrades, links, banes. That didn't feel like a Starbuck game to me at all, so it's really good to see that, you know, his level of play has evolved and he is absolutely not a one-trick pony.
Got quite a few builds and can play different styles. What about you? You mixing in some new builds on the ladder this day?
I actually recently discovered that it makes StarCraft 100 times more fun when you actually try some other builds as well. Because
So
in
like
the past, you know, just even the stuff that the pros do. In the past, I often like hated
You realize
losing.
like making 4 Phoenixes instead of 5 doesn't count.
No, like double Forge, Storm, Immortal against Zerg, like stuff like that. In the past, I always thought it was too hard. I was like, I can't do that because I'm going to die to Mutas. But recently, I've been thinking outside of the box a little bit, and I've been having so much more fun.
Yeah.
I still love Stargate play. I mean,
That's a sick mind game too from you, because people expect Phoenixes, so they make a bunch of spores, and then you're a double Forge with his upgrade. What's up?
No, every game I see like 7 Spore Crawlers. Like, bruh, I've got Immortal Arkham Storm. There's really no need for this. People are like, man, there must be a fake Roddy on the ladder. It's like, no.
A victim of your own fame.
I have learned a new trick. No, it's awesome. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about StarCraft. Just you can actually slowly but steady master new playstyles, and it feels very satisfying, and it makes the game a lot more fun. And you can always still do your old stuff. Nobody forbids you to do, you know, what got you to being like semi-decent in the first place, but learning new stuff makes the game even more fun.
I wonder if HeroMarine got a little bit too fancy last game as well with the bio into mech transition. Like, you don't really set super often unless somebody is like trying super hard to mind game the opponent, and then now it just didn't work. Starbuck was always ready with enough units on his side of the map with Roach, Bane, Quince and everything.
Do you remember a year and a half ago when the opposite of that happened a couple times, where you saw like mech openings? I think Gumiho did it a few times, and maybe TY as well. They open up full mech, and then once they were on full bases, they suddenly switched to bio. It's like the most confusing thing.
Do you remember when Apollo became the greatest caster of all time?
Oh my god, the triple Rex. He's going mech. God. Call the presses. What a girl. We love Sean. He's the greatest. Single greatest achievement ever.
2 drones were killed in the main, nothing too worrying. Yeah. And almost got another auto turret there. That's a perfect wall, right?
This one?
Yeah.
You mean like full wall?
Yeah.
No. There's a hole here.
What?
Yeah, it's a double hole. There's 2 holes.
Roaches can't go through the Evo in Roach Warren. If there was to be a hole, it would be behind the non-taken gas and the Roach Warren, but I don't think that's even... Let's see.
Maybe you're right.
Hey, perfect wall, mate.
Oh, full wall indeed.
I think it's smart.
Maybe links? Yeah, no.
Against Hellions and stuff, because now he made minimal units for the longest time. It was just Queens behind this. He knew there was not going to be Medivacs ready to drop.
Makes his life a lot easier, I guess. Yeah, I think you're right. For a second, I thought there was space here.
So it's a sick defense so far. Only 2 drones have been killed, and it puts Starbuck on 60 drones against 51 SCVs. Open the gates. The floodgates are open.
Not yet.
Shalom
They will be. I love how they're both
He's
working.
watching, I think.
I love how they're both working on the Evo chamber. That's kind of funny. It's like Lings and Queens on one side, and Hellions on the other. It's like, yeah, finish it. But be careful.
Let them fight.
Saddest Evo chamber of all time.
Sure, you want to be fighting this rooting. Say, last game also, like, not only HeroMarine went for the mech that just didn't work, but also his third base was super late, I felt like. Whereas this time it's already
because of the overload as well, right?
Yeah.
That was denying it with quick spread and stuff, just being annoying.
For the longest time, he wasn't making SCVs from that third orbital and stuff. He was just delayed in general. 1-1 about to finish, as it is as well for the Zerg.
Oh, good focus fire there. Immediately went for the low HP Hellion. It's a lot of roaches. I mean, this definitely feels a lot more like a Starbuck game. Roach +1. Shove it. Let's run across the map. Not a bunker here, Todd. Maybe HeroMarine feels like he doesn't need it. I think that HeroMarine has enough, right? With the Raven as well.
He can't overextend. Actually, he's going to engage into this.
Wow, he's so confident.
I don't know about the trades there. With auto turrets, he's going to chase his army away, but Starbuck could turn right back and engage into those Marines and trade with them for now. Yeah, HeroMarine, I feel like he didn't have to into this. This could have been an overextension.
Yes, he had 2 tanks on the way, so these 2 tanks should almost be here. And I think the moment he sieges those up, then this should be a very doable haul. There are the tanks in the back. 1 more auto turret going down, 2nd auto turret going down. The Ravens making everything possible right now for HeroMarine. These auto turrets are so damn strong. They're actually quite tanky as well. so they can soak up a lot of damage.
Yeah, both players doing the dance here for a little bit. Interesting that HeroMarine fully realized he was going to be a ton of roaches, and he's like, you know what? Let me do this old school double factory with Tech Lab each, and it's just going to be a ton of tanks. StarCraft Remastered is not out yet, but he's still messing those bad boys.
How pumped are you, Todd? Because
I'm very pumped.
I've seen you play Brood. You're actually quite good in Brood.
No, don't hype me as being good.
No, I don't hype you, but I mean, like, compared to somebody who hasn't played, you're very good. Because I've never played.
I don't know, we'll see. I'm curious to see how I do against the self-proclaimed professionals on Brood War, actually. After I put some practice in, we'll see. I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's super exciting. Exciting times. Not so exciting times for these roaches, however, as they're running into a siege tank.
They have no purpose right now.
No.
They're standing across the map. We don't know where to go.
Yeah,
and a couple overlords being sniped out on the map. Pathogen glands on the way.
During all of this, Starbuck did secure his fort, and he does have 2-2 upgrades on the way, Todd. And we're getting Infestors, we're getting Burrow as well, so maybe, potentially, Starbuck could land some fantastic fungals later on.
Some beautiful fungals.
We know that HeroMarine loves to put a lot of heart and commitment into his 3-base pushes, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely where he shines. And
his split is good, though. If he lands a
Yep.
scan, sees Infestors, like he's going to make sure he doesn't get caught in one of those nasty fungals.
Maybe Starbuck should try to engage him over here, you know, before, where HeroMarine would not expect to face the army, but maybe that's where Starbuck could potentially land a game-changing fungal.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Another macro hatch here being added on.
I like this, taking care of these rocks. So if you rally drones, they won't just all get sniped.
That's a lot of Marines, by the way. Oh my god, 68 Marines against 54 Lings, 24 Roaches, 3 Ravagers, and 5 Infestors.
Yeah. Bailing, that's not even done yet. Fungal! He does fungal though!
Oh my god!
Where are the Ravagers? Where are the Ravagers?
They're behind. He's gonna chain Fungal though, regardless of Ravagers or not. So a lot of this is gonna die and take a ton of damage here.
I mean, that was good, but I think it looked a lot more dramatic than it was for HeroMarine. We still have 49 Marines. All those Lings are almost gone, you know, like 30 Lings died.
I think
there
it was
as well.
critical in reducing the army size of the Terran. Now Starbuck, if he can max out, delays the engagements. He might be going into quick their Ravens.
Yeah. He focused the tanks, but he doesn't have enough DPS to actually take care of these tanks. This is really a terrible fight.
I don't know why he engaged so fast here.
Everyone's like, cool, let me move forward. Auditor is being dropped left and right now. Something that you have to respect.
Hey, click T.
Yeah, this is a very unfortunate moment for Starbuck to see that this Terran army has marched to his front gates. As the Ultralisk Cavern is not done yet, he doesn't have bailing speed, and he just lost the majority of all of his roaches. And every roach that pops gets sniped immediately.
The Meisterschaft is going to move forward, siege those tanks that are being left completely untouched in the back of his army. GG gets called, and HeroMarine moves on to the next round here.
What a nice guy. Said good luck in the rest of the tournament.
I can't believe that was round of 64, by the way.
I know,
this feels like almost like a quarterfinals or something, like a qualifying match, right?
It felt a little more dramatic than a round of 64. Normally we're just kind of chilling here, but
HeroMarine has to win 3 more matches to qualify. That's how sick and how stacked this qualifier is.
And probably Minato in the next round. And you said that that should be a little easier. I guess Starbuck does have more achievements than Minato, so
yeah, it is Minato actually.
Yeah, I think it's close. Minato is not to be underestimated though. Very fast player.
BST beat Yogo. Maybe we can do a quick bracket update.
And do you want to have a break, Todd?
Yes, I do, actually. I don't know why these headphones kind of hurt a little bit.
Alrighty, let's take a look at the bracket before we're going to go ahead and hop into our first break of the day. But after that, we'll be back with much more StarCraft. And obviously, things are getting more tense as we speak. So Beastie against HeroMarine would be a great TvT. I kind of would like to see that if they get there.
Yeah. Beastie had some sick TvTs over in Ukraine when we had the WSG qualifier
against Marine Lord and stuff.
Soul beat Space Marine.
Soul's very
Kebab
good
King.
Space Marine.
Guru's already through as well to the next round.
Damn.
He's going to meet Fear on Night Ends.
They're building Tempest or something. They've been in round 4 forever, these two. They must be having some epic carry
it's
against.
Night End, right? Not exactly known for being aggressive. I'm just joking, Night End. I love you.
Sort of against Hino. I sort of did take care of Zuki. And then Indy Stefano is probably going to be our next match. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got Braddock against Zenster. Lambo Revolver. Optimus. Arctur. Strange. Or do you know if Nitix is Stakimon? I've been wondering about this for days.
I don't know.
Okay. Because
we can just ask him, maybe.
Stakimon is a Zerg from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
And I don't know any other Bulgarians. And I know it's talking about
Bulgarian players?
yeah, that are currently good.
Do you know Bate Toshko? What?
I've heard of it during a home story or something.
You know, Funka was streaming Brood War like a couple of days ago, and then Bate Toshko joined his game. It was the sickest. Hey, what?
Roddy's out.
No!
You're the real Roddy. Please,
Mana, you were supposed to be the chosen one.
Well, it's good for Mana that he's still in. Mana wants to join his Team Liquid teammates that have already made it to challenges. So guys, those are the rounds that we can expect and look forward to. After this, we're going to head over to a very small break, but we should be back with Indy versus Stefano, which should be a very fun PvZ. So stay tuned.